Once again, very warm welcome in listenings for my lecture. Today we are going to learn types of sentences. Sentences are divided on the basis of structure and on the basis of meanings. But in this video, I am going to classify the sentences on the basis of structure, not on the basis of meaning. So on the basis of meanings, we have these type of sentences: simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, or complex compound sentence. Before to understand the concept of simple sentence, compound or complex, as this is the division on the basis of the structure, we need to understand the basic concept of clause. Without understanding the concept of clause, it is not possible to understand, to comprehend the concept of simple, complex and compound. So what is clause? We move from words, and words are joined together to make a phrase, and then phrases are joined together to make a clause. Group of words which has subject and predicate. Predicate means information about the subject, and it must have a finite verb. It means subject and finite verb, right? And it may express meaning, complete meaning, or it may not express complete meaning. This is what we call as a clause. As far as phrase is concerned, phrase is also a group of words which does not have subject and its predicate. It conveys some meaning but not complete meaning. Clause has subject and predicate, means finite verb, and sometimes it conveys complete meaning, and sometimes it has to depend on other part of the sentence for the completion of its meaning. Look at the example. For example, Ali solved the sums while Ahmad played cricket. Right? In these two parts of the sentences, for example, this one, if you know the concept of subject, subject is a word or words about which or whom we say something. Here Ali is a subject, as sometimes we define that the doer of an action, but the subject is not always doer of an action. Subject means a word or combination of words about which or whom we say something, and whatever we say about subject, that is called as a predicate. This is solved the sums. This part belongs to predicate, and predicate must have a single word, and that single word must be finite verb. So finite verb, the presence of finite verb is obligatory for predicate. Yes. So this part of the sentence has subject and predicate, and it conveys the complete sense. It's the part of a larger sentence, and it has subject and finite verb in the form of solved, and it is conveying complete sense. But this part, while Ahmad played, and this part has subject and predicate, but it is not conveying the complete meaning. So on the basis of the completion of meaning, right, or incompletion of meaning, we classify clauses into two types. One is independent clause and the second one is dependent clause. As the word suggests, independent, it means that the clause which can stand as a sentence, and sentence is always meaningful, it gives a complete thought. So the clause which can stand as a complete sentence and it does not depend on other clause is called as a independent clause. This is the example of independent clause. Ali solved the sums. But this clause, while Ahmad played cricket, this part of the sentence cannot stand as a complete sentence. Why? Because it has to depend on other clause for the completion of its meaning, and the necessary condition for a sentence is that sentence always conveys a complete thought. Right. Now you have understood the concept of clause, that clause is a group of words which has subject and predicate, and sometimes it conveys complete thought. It can stand as a sentence and it does not depend on other clause. So this kind of clause is called independent clause, and if it depends on other clause and it cannot stand as a complete sentence, that will be called as dependent clause. This is the example, right? Now look at the type of sentences. First one, simple sentence. Simple sentence, any independent clause which can stand as a sentence, which has subject and verb, finite verb, right? Group of word which has subject and finite verb, and that can stand as a sentence, that will be called as a simple sentence. For example, the train was late. So by simple doesn't mean that that sentence is quite easy to understand, or simple doesn't mean that sentence is quite short. So meaning, content and length is not concerned with the simplicity of the sentence. Rather, simple sentence means the sentence which has subject and verb. Here the train is subject and was is a main verb. In the same way, he is a subject and likes, this is the finite verb. So this is called as a simple sentence. This is simply independent clause. An independent clause can stand as a simple sentence. What about the compound? Compound, of course, by joining two independent clauses, two or more independent clauses, like Bilal waited for the train, but the train was late. Right? Bilal waited for the train. Now meanings are clear. We don't need to depend on other part of the sentence. So this part, Bilal waited for the train, this is independent clause. And second part of this sentence, the train was late. The train was late. Meanings are clear. You don't need to depend on other part of the sentence or other clause. So this is also an independent clause. So compound sentence consists of two or more independent clauses. Compound sentence consists of two or more than two independent clauses. Yes. Next example, Ali likes football. Yes, of course. This is quite simple, and it can stand the definition of independent clauses, that it can stand as a simple sentence as well. If I speak Ali likes football, this is a simple sentence. Why? Because this has subject and finite verb and it is conveying complete thought. Yes. And Ahmad likes cricket. This is also independent clause. Independent. This is the symbolic notation. Yes. So now these two independent clauses will be joined with the help of coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions. So two independent clauses are joined together with the help of coordinating conjunction to form a compound sentence. And complex, here you see Ahmad missed his morning train because he woke up late. So if you look at this one, Ahmad missed his morning train. So it is meaningful. We don't need to connect this sentence with the other part because it is self-sufficient, it is giving meaning. But if you see this sentence, because he woke up late, then what happened? So meanings are not clear. And because he woke up late, it does not stand as a simple sentence. You know, for independent clause, this is condition that independent clause can stand as a sentence, and sentence always gives complete meaning. It is full of thought. Yes, because he woke up late. So because he woke up late, this part of the sentence is dependent clause, and first part is independent clause. It means dependent clause and independent clause. These two clauses, dependent clause and independent clause, joined together to form a complex sentence. One clause will be dependent and the other clause would be independent. This is the definition of complex sentence. Complex sentence consists of dependent clause and independent clause. This is the example that if you work hard. Now one thing is more that you need to keep in mind, that if dependent clause comes first, then you need to use comma, right? And if independent clause comes first, as in this sentence, Ahmad missed his morning train, we have not used comma at this place. But here, if you work hard, this is subordinate conjunction. So in complex sentences, we use subordinate conjunctions to join two clauses, one dependent and the other one is independent. In compound sentences, we use coordinate conjunctions. So this is all about the concept of simple, complex, compound. In simple words, you can say simple sentence consists of independent clause, compound is the combination of two independent clauses, and complex, one is dependent clause and the other one is independent clause. So these independent clauses or dependent clauses are also called as subordinate clauses. Independent clauses are called as main clauses, like this one, independent, main, and dependent called as subordinate. Subordinate clauses. So subordinate clauses are further divided into complement clause, relative clause and adverbial clause, and we will explain what is meant by complement clause, relative clause and adverbial clause, how complement clause is further divided into different categories. That will be explained in next videos. Stay connected with Lisanis to learn more and more. Thank you so much.